Our next storyteller is someone you may know, Deena Frankel. She's a communicator and facilitator for the electric power industry by day, and she lights up storytelling events all over town by night. And I kind of really often, when I talk to Deena, feel like I wish I could have been a fly on the wall for a big chunk of her life, because she's done so many cool things. One of which was back in the 80s, she took a stretch limo to see Prince's 1999 tour in Dallas. And while she doesn't remember a whole lot of the tour, she knows she was very, very close to the stage. Let's give a round of applause for Deena.
That was one of those, if you remember the 70s, you weren't there things. So it's 2 days before Christmas, and Lisa and I are standing on the corner of West 4th Street and Mercer, leaning against the front of the front wall of the Bottom Line. If some of you know what that is. It was like this iconic music venue in Greenwich Village, sadly not there anymore. We have been standing here for long enough that our hats are covered with snow and we're stomping our feet to keep warm. We're right up against the velvet rope. We're the first people in line, and it's still going to be another half an hour before they're going to open the doors. My friend Lisa is obsessed with a Canadian singer-songwriter named Jane Siberry. She had kind of a cult following. Lisa was definitely one of her disciples. And she's been actually following Jane around the country, trying to get a job with her record label. I'm afraid she's going to get arrested for stalking. And it actually might happen tonight because she has bought tickets for both the 9:30 and the midnight show. And I don't even like Jane Siberry. So we're going to be in this club for 5 hours. Okay. All right, I don't like Jane Siberry, but I really like Lisa, and that's what I'm doing here. We had been colleagues. We'd worked together, and then we were part of a team of 4 women who wrote a book together. In one of those amazing creative collaborations that just bonded us for life. And Lisa and I were, really fast friends, spent a lot of time together. And then she decided to sell any of her possessions that wouldn't fit in her car and to take off on this cross-country adventure, to just jump off the end of the world, quit her job. It was partly a travel experience, but it was also partly a quest for her birth mother. So she goes off on this trip, and I am just missing that fearless energy she has and that way that she's just willing to take any kind of chances. I really, I wish I had her chutzpah. She, from the road, sends me a series of very funny postcards. They're all from towns with crazy names. So I get a postcard from Boring, Maryland. And then I get a postcard from Santa Claus, Georgia. Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. And as she's going across the country, I am taking pins and I'm tracking her progress on this map and really just missing my friend. So in September, I decided that I would take off and I would go travel with her. Now, this was just my wimpy version of a vacation, of a adventure, because I wasn't actually quitting my job. I was just taking 2 weeks vacation. So we go hiking in southern Utah in the Canyonlands. And the thing, I have this vivid memory of being in this deep red canyon in southern Utah, where she insisted that she was going to climb this very steep, narrow trail up the face of the canyon called Eagle's View. Now, that tells you a little something about what this challenge was like. And so we start out through the Pinyon, and we're hiking the beginning of the trail, and it begins to climb. And sitting on the opposite canyon wall is a black cloud that looks like a dog about to pounce on us, and we can hear the thunder rumbling up the mesa. And I said, Lisa, this is not a good idea. But she was not going to turn around until she got to the top. So we go a little further, and the thunder is coming in, and every fiber of my being is saying, this is a bad idea, turn around, turn around. Eventually, I get to the threshold of my risk tolerance, and I said, I am out of here. I go back to the car. I watch her through binoculars as she ascends. The rain comes down like bullets, and she has to crouch on a ledge in order to shelter from the rain. And then when it goes by, she continues up to the top. She makes it. And I really, really want to be Lisa. But I go back to my life, to my plain old ordinary life, and in December, she sends me a postcard and she says, I'm coming east for the holidays. Would you like to meet me in New York? So she had a friend who needed a cat sitter in her loft in Soho. So we had a place to stay, and I think I just kind of ignored the Jane Siberry part. Okay, so it's 2 nights before Christmas. We're in the bottom line. You know, how can you not like wonderful live music in a place with such history in the world of rock and roll? It was fine. Lisa actually got to talk to Jane Siberry. She didn't get arrested. And Jane actually recognized her. So 2 a.m., the second concert is over. We are walking back to Soho, to the apartment. There were people in the street coming out of clubs. It seemed fine. But somewhere along the line, like off of Houston Street, we took a wrong turn, something only tourists would have done. And we found ourselves in this dark warehouse block, hulking buildings without a light in any window. And about a third of the way down the block, we realized that there were 2 bad guys following us. We sped up. They sped up. We started running. They started running. There was nowhere to go. I thought, I am going to die tonight. Just as they were about to get to us, a yellow cab turned the corner, saw that we were being chased, and roared down the block. Lisa yanked open the passenger side, the driver's side door, jumped in. I ran around to the passenger side. Black leather jacket man is right on top of me. He's about to jump in after me. I plop my butt on the seat. Now, you always wonder, what would you do in this situation where you have no time to react? Well, I pulled the most balletic move of my non-athletic life. I picked up my feet and slammed them into black leather jacket man's chest. He went flying. I slammed the door, and the bearded cab driver with a Santa Claus hat roared off down the block. It was only a few blocks to Soho. We paid his fare, and I gave him a 20, and we gave him a big hug and a Merry Christmas. But I could not sleep that night. I saw that city gray dawn come up, and I thought, it's not Christmas, but it feels like last night was a gift of my life, but also some kind of lesson that I really hadn't completely absorbed yet, about understanding the difference between seeking danger and knowing how to face risk, and deciding that my real inner self was brave enough. Thank you.